Everyone's been white-hatted. Bush and Putin to Mickey Mouse, Axl Rose, I mean, you name it, the Dalai Lama, Oprah. There's been a lot of people been white-hatted here.
I'm wearing a Smithbilt hat, something that's unique to Calgary, something that's unique to a cowboy. It's a value system that comes with wearing one of these. The value system about integrity, about honesty. You can only get one of these if you come to Calgary. So come with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Hendrik.
Hendrik, I'm Brian.
Brian, pleased to meet you.
Good to meet you.
I'm here for a fitting, my friend.
All right, I'm sure we can hook you up. 1918 it got started. Actually before that even it was Calgary Hat Works, but it was changed to Smithbilt in 1918. The history of the business is important to me. This business was failing when I got here. Me along with a group of other guys decided we wanted to preserve this history and make it work, so we had to change the model and continue the legacy. Hats aren't as big a part of the culture as it used to be. They are coming back, but we don't sell them to retailers. If you want a Smithbilt hat, you pretty much have to buy it right here from us. We make fedoras, top hats, anything you can think of in a felt hat.
What do you think? I think
Well,
this
it's
is better.
not touching your ears. That looks a little better to me.
I think
Does it feel
is
better?
Yeah.
All right, well, come on back to the back with me and we'll shape this up for you.
Awesome.
Just not mass producing, for one thing. We've got to make it more of a custom and an experience. There's still a market for handmade, Canadian-made products. A lot of people don't like getting offshore stuff. I think you can get probably better quality right here, and a lot of people don't mind paying for that. This is where the business started, and I guess this is sort of the heart of cowboy country in Canada, so this is where we are. I mean, I can't think of a better city symbol in the world, really.
There's a personality that goes with a hat. Is that a bit of an art that you have by seeing what the person is like before you pick his hat?
A lot of people want a hat that they've seen on TV but that I know wouldn't suit them, and I try and talk them out of it. But the best example of that would be Frank Sinatra. He was a big proponent of how to wear your hat in certain situations. We'd have a variety of different qualities of hats, and in the better ones, you can get a custom-made hat. So we'll take a measurement of your head, actually make the hat for you, and then when you come in to get it up, we'll shape it to suit you and make sure it's fitting you just right and everything's perfect before you leave. I source the material basically worldwide. I get the wool hat bodies from South America. I get my pure beaver bodies out of Tennessee, and a lot of the beaver blends and rabbit fur hats I get out of Portugal. We do a lot of white hats for Calgary, and the whitest wool I can find comes out of Portugal. So this is the first step, is the blocking machine.
Okay.
So you can see this body has a stiffening agent in it. And so what happens, we'll put it in this machine, which is the oldest machine in here. It's Civil War era. So it'd be over 150 years old. Most of this machinery is 90 years old. So we turn the steam on and softens this right up, and those teeth grab the brim, and then we'll push a block into it with the right size ring on it. So we have all the different sizes and shapes. So we close that lid down on it and put 30 pounds pressure. And this is at about 180 Fahrenheit. So between the heat and the pressure, it stamps that shape into it. So this one's been pressed. You can see the shapes into it. It's cooled off, so it's hard again. Yep. And we cut the brim on that machine, which is a trick in itself. All right, so what you do, you just set this guide to how big you want the brim.
Yeah.
And then it runs, the crown of the hat runs against there and feeds through the cutting wheel.
Okay.
And just takes it off. Now with the better hats, I do them by hand.
This thing looks 100 years old as well.
It is. It broke down right before Stampede one year. I can honestly say I know more about fixing this machine than anyone else in the city, maybe the country. So, then what we'd do is we'd want to set the size in this so it's consistent. So same with these, there's a date on this, 1889. So that's a fairly old machine as well. So it'll be perfectly flat, the brim, when it comes out of there.
How many hats do you guys make in a year?
Well, we probably sell 40,000 straws and then another
Jeez.
20,000 felts we probably make. With a fur hat, we keep it on the wood block for about a week and we iron it and sand it. These are the better hats. So this is what I told you before, they're sitting on that block.
I see.
And so we'll put them in there and flatten this brim out. After you block it, where the teeth grab it, you'll have a bit of a ripple. So when you're plating it like that, it'll take that ripple out and get this perfectly flat, take the shrink out of it. So all the blocks have this spindle in here, which fits onto this lathe on the crown iron. And so we turn that on, we can set the heat of this. This is an old machine as well, which has been refurbished, but.
And then you can iron the top.
Yeah, some of that old technology here.
That's how you tension it. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Why do you sand it?
Remember when we were feeling the bodies and they have the long hair on them still?
Yeah.
So it just to get that texture that we want on the hat.
Nice and
Take
smooth.
the longer hairs off and smooth it out. This is like a carpet. It has a nap to it,
Okay.
right? So you want to go
With it.
a certain way with it.
Yeah.
Same when you're cleaning a hat. So from the top, you want to go counterclockwise. And when you look at it from the bottom, you want to go clockwise. I'll show you something else here. I'm going to take it back to the lathe.
Yeah.
I'm going to clean this fur off it, and then I'm going to light it on fire.
It's gonna light on fire?
Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome.
We'll rough it up a little bit more, and this will pull up any of the hairs we missed.
The Smithbilt white hat has a history. Tell me a bit about that.
Smithbilt in the urban cowboy revolution, they were making a lot of hats and a full production line and selling them all over the place.
There's some dignitaries that are wearing Smithbilt white hats. Who's wearing them?
Oh, everyone's been white hatted. I mean, it's from Bush and Putin to Mickey Mouse, Axl Rose, I mean, you name it, the Dalai Lama, Oprah. There's been a lot of people been white hatted here.
And I think there's some royalty as well, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. That was a pretty good shot for us. So the Duke and Duchess when they were here, and she wore it pretty well, pretty good hat model.
I've been here for 14 years.
14 years of
14
making.
years,
How many
yeah.
hats do you think you've gone through your hand?
Oh, goodness gracious, maybe 20,000 a year for 14 years. Attention to detail is what makes a good hat. Whether it's a $100 hat or a $1,000 hat. I love it, and well, I was unemployed. I was looking for work. I went to the Calgary Job Bank and I saw an ad for a hat presser. And I thought, that's kind of bizarre. I've never heard of that. I came in, had an interview, did a tryout, got hired. The next day I made 20 dozen hats.
Awesome.
It's an awesome job. And it's so historical. All the other hat manufacturers, they're all mostly automated. Whereas us, each hat passes through 8 different set of hands.
Satisfying to see that you've created something with your hands, isn't it?
It is, especially when I see it goes to people like William and Kate.
So we're just gonna get the crown shape into it first. Try it on and see.
Wow, this is, how do I look? Yeah? This is a Smithbilt hat. Awesome. Brian, this is awesome. Thank you, man.
Thank
and
you.
the good part of this is, I know there's no other guy like this. It's only my hat.
Yeah,
Nobody
that's
touches
right.
my hat. It goes to me with a grave.
I guess we really stand behind our product. You can come back here, the warranty is real good. So anytime you pass out and sleep on your hat or whatever, we can fix it for you, for one thing.
You too can become part of this journey. Come help us. Let's celebrate these businesses together. Donate to our site, www.forwardthefavor.com, and we will bring you more of these exciting programs.